Oh, the changes are finally here. 3 days left until the season is out. The changes that I think a lot of us, especially me, have been dying for are finally coming. All the classes that I was raging about on stream, go ahead and check out my stream over here somewhere, are getting nerfed. All tanks in general are getting a 10% reduction in their damage reduction, so they're going to take 10% more, and that is not even the PvP changes, even though that's going to affect the PvP. And some of the biggest changes that are finally happening that I've been crying for happened to two classes, which is Demon Hunter and Guardian Druid. There is other classes, but to me, those are the two classes that were really making me upset. So now Demon Hunters are going to get nerfed. So Demon Hunter's Hunt now heals for 10% of the damage dealt to the marked target for 20 seconds, was 25% for 30 seconds. So that's a huge nerf in the healing. Essence Break damage is reduced by 8%. I'm not going to lie, I don't play Demon Hunter. I never have. I don't know what the heck Essence Break is. Now there's some nice juicy changes to Shadow Priest. If you ever fought Shadow Priest, if you looked at the healing they did, it was a lot. They did a lot. So Shadow Priest healing is pretty much getting nerfed. Their VT healing reduced from 50 to 30. Their Devouring Plague healing is reduced from 50 to 30. So a flat out 20% nerf. Their shield is not going to be touched, which that's okay. You know, I'm fine with some changes here and there, small changes. 20% is a pretty big deal, but they were doing awfully a lot. So I think 20% is fine. Now they're doing some things to Rogue. Assassination is getting a leech bonus reduced to 5%. I don't know what the heck that is. Poison Bomb chance to trigger is reduced by half as well. It was from 8, went to 4. Outlaw is getting buffed and nerfed at the same time, which I don't think anyone's playing Outlaw. Kind of a weird build right now. Suddenly, Black Powder damage is reduced by 5%. And they fixed a bug that caused a secret technique to interact incorrectly with Cold Blood. I don't play Rogue. I don't know, man. Good. That's good. Now, here are some more nerfs to the Warlock, which I was kind of surprised because they already took a big hit. I didn't know if they really needed another nerf. At least wait and to see when the expansion is out totally and people are actually able to play it and see what's happening. So Fel Synergy now causes Soul Leech to heal you for 15% of the absorption. It was 25. Soul Leech now grants a shield up to 5% of your maximum health. Was it 10%? Huge. Demon Skin now increases Soul Leech absorption up to 10% of maximum health. Was 15. All huge things. Fury Warrior is getting nerfed as well, which I'm excited about this. Gushing Wound damage and healing reduced by 10%. Bloodthirst damage is increased by 1%. Bloodbath damage is increased by 1%. How a warrior's going to feel about this, I don't know. I don't think they should really touch their damage per se. I think their damage was okay, but the healing was the biggest issue from my point of view. I mean, there were some games that were even out healing me as an enhancement shaman, and I've been nerfed a lot, like 2 times. Big, juicier nerfs. And they were able to compete with me on healing. Felt really weird. Now time for the juicy changes, which are the PvP changes. So we're just going to go ahead. There's a lot of changes, so we're just going to read it down. I'll show it for you. Sigil Misery PvP duration reduced to 4 seconds, was 5 seconds. Concentrated Sigils duration increased value reduced by 50% in PvP combat. Precise Sigils duration increased value reduced by 50% in PvP content. Extended Sigils duration increased value reduced by 50% in PvP content. I don't know what any of this means. I feel like this is pretty big. If everything's getting reduced by 50%, go. Water Flame Heal effect reduced by 40% in PvP. And there was some specific Havoc changes. And here's a change that I actually do understand is Consume Soul Heal effect. When consuming a Demon Soul reduced by 60% in PvP combat. That's a huge thing. When Demoners go to kill the demon, they actually get full healed. Now that's going to get reduced by 60%. I think they're still going to get like a juicy chunk of their HP, like maybe 40%. So I think this is a fair change. Essence Break damage reduced by 20% in PvP as well. Again, there's some more changes to the tanks in general in PvP, like Death Knights. Their healing is getting reduced by a lot. I've never seen a Blood Death Knight in Arena, so I don't really care to read that. We're just going to go ahead and skip down to the Guardian. And this is the one that really, again, something that I care about because Guardian has really pissed me off. I've been seeing a lot of Guardian Druids everywhere, so I'm glad to see this get a nerf. Moonfire damage reduced by 20% for Guardian Druids in PvP combat. Huge. Moonfire is sometimes their top damage, I do believe. Thrash damage reduced by 20% for Guardians in PvP. I think this is competes with the top one, so again, a huge nerf to them, a huge blow. Bramble's damage is reduced by 50% in PvP combat. This is absolutely huge. For those that don't know this, when you hit a Guardian Druid, and I think it's when they have Bark Skin up, they have a Brambles effect. It's like thorns, and it does a lot of damage to you. This is a huge change. Again, this is normally all the 3 top changes that you've seen so far are like the top 3 damages from a Guardian Druid. This is a huge blow to them. Rage of the Sleeper Reflect damage reduced by 50% in PvP combat. Wait, Rage Sleeper Reflect damage reduced. Wait, that could be the Brambles. I don't know, dude. I feel like they go hand in hand. Does Rage, Sleeper, Reflect, and Brambles go together? I'm not sure, but I know when I look at my details, it's the Brambles that is the big damage. After the Wild, healing is reduced by 40% in PvP combat. Sharpened Claws increases the damage of Thrash, and Swipe by 10% was 25%. And it's just blow after blow after blow. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to see any Guardian Druids in Arena, which is a good thing. I don't think we should see any Guardian Druids in Arena. In Rated Battlegrounds, that's totally different. I think that's totally fine that they would be over there. I think Tank's objective in general is just to kind of sit one spot, hold the flag, hold the captured point, and defend it. There's no reason why they should out DPS, out heal the healers. It's gotten ridiculous. So these changes are a must needed. Prod Paladins, haven't seen that many of them, but they are getting Word of Glory healing reduced by 30% in PvP. Light of the Titans healing reduced by 40% in PvP. And Guardian of the Forgotten Queen's cooldown is increased to 5 minutes. Those are all huge nerfs to Prod. Overall, good job, Blizzard. Mage, Fire, haven't seen many of this. Kind of sad that every mage you see is probably going to be Arcane or Frost. Mostly Fire is pretty dead because I think they lack defensives. They can still do damage, but they lack defensives, which this expansion seems like everyone has some kind of self-heal. So the fact that they don't really have defenses makes them incredibly weak. Combustion can no longer be dispelled. That's a big thing. I think mages have been complaining about this for like the past few years. So I know mages have been wanting this. I think this is a good change. I don't think this is going to make fire mages all of a sudden good. Their damage being purged wasn't the issue. It's just, again, like the survivability. At least from when I hear any mage talk about a mage, that they complained about the survivability. Rogue, Soothing Darkness heal effect reduced by 50% in PvP combat. Jesus Christ, thank God, man. Thank God. Rogues were actually doing as much healing as me as an enhancement shaman, which is freaking wild because I have one cooldown as a defensive. Meanwhile, they have Vanish, Evasion, Cloak, and then they can prep and get all those again. They have some of the best stuns in the game. They do have the best stuns in the game. So it was really weird game design that they would be able to compete with me in healing when it's my main defensive. Hemotoxin healing reduction effect reduced to 35%, was 40%, so again, another healing thing. Another change, the rotten damage bonus for backstab and shadow strike reduced to 30%, was 50%. Now here are the last changes before this Tuesday, the next season starts, is a Fury Warrior changes. Bloodthirst now restores 2% of your health in PvP, was 3%. Slaughterhouse now decreases healing taken by 3% per stack, was 5 per stack. So they did nerf that. A lot of warriors might be upset about that, but here's the kicker that they're giving you is Slaughterhouse now stacks up to 12 times instead of 8. So it goes from 36% instead of 40%. So 4% nerf. And they just keep adding on, and how they add on is Slaughterhouse duration increased to 9 seconds, was 6 seconds. You might think, well, that's really good, but here's the big problem. Slaughterhouse duration is no longer refreshed when adding stacks. So I don't know if I'm reading this correctly, but it sounds like your Slaughterhouse healing effects can't be permanently on anymore. Again, I think this is a huge blow to Fury. I think actually after these changes, you might see a way more Arms Warriors, which is good. I think Arms Warriors is the move for PvP. It feels weird Fury being the best spec for PvP. Bread and butter of Warrior has always been Arms. And for the last change, I don't really care for Prod. I know people say Prod Warrior is very good, but I haven't seen Prod Warrior do well at all. But here we go. Shield charge damage reduced by 25% in PvP. I guess, woo. Booming Voice now increases the damage you deal by 10%, was 20%. Huge 10% blow, I guess. Again, don't really see Prod Warriors too much, and when I did, they kind of sucked. So here are the final changes for this upcoming patch. Honestly, I'm very excited for this season. They did touch on every single class that needed some kind of rework to make this PvP season a little bit nicer. We don't know how these changes are going to be affecting. Maybe they're going to reverse some of these changes just by a little bit. Maybe some of these nerfs are too strong. Like maybe the Fury Warrior. I think the Fury Warrior nerf might be a little too strong. And the Warlock, I'm kind of scared for Warlocks. It's kind of looking like Warlocks are going to get trained by double melee and they're just going to get stomped. But maybe I could be wrong. Who knows? We won't really know until this season's out and people are able to actually get some games in. That's the only way to tell. Right now, everything is just speculation. Obviously, if you play the class, you're probably going to know how this is going to affect you more than I do. I can only speak from a enhancement shaman point of view, and my point of view is a very small point of view comparatively to all the classes in the game. There's a lot of classes. Anyways, guys, I hope you're as excited as I am for this season. If you are excited, let me know in the comments below and smash that like and subscribe button to help support me. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Peace.